It's time for the next video in our summer fun series. This one is super fun and super easy, and I think you'll love it. I tried many ways of creating bubbles, and I have found what I consider to be the easiest way. You can see that this is going to be a repetitive type project, just a series of circles, varying sizes. So I'll show you in real time how to do a couple of them, and then I will speed up much of the video because well, your time is valuable. And if you're painting along with me, you can just simply pause the video as you fill in your circles. Be sure to stick around till the end because you can see how I did some of the finishing touches. I hope you have so much fun with this. How fun and playful is this? And let's get to painting. Okay, just go ahead and grab whatever you have that you can trace to make a few circles. Get those laid out on your paper. I'm just starting with 3. We're not going to do any overlapping at this point. And we're just going to take an eraser, preferably a white eraser or a kneaded eraser if you have it, and we're going to gently make our lines lighter. You don't have to do that. It's not a big deal if the lines show at the end. Then we're just going to take clean water and we are going to fill in our first circle. And this is one of those projects where it's good to be a little more intentional with staying in the line because we do want the shape of the circle to be maintained. And you just want your paper to look glossy where you added the water there. We don't want any moving water. We just want it glossy so that when we lay our colors down, it moves nicely and they blend together nicely as well. So I'm starting with red, and if you get too much color on your brush, just tap it on your paper towel. Just keeping in mind that bubbles are transparent, so we don't want really super saturated colors. I'm dipping into the yellow now, and it's a little too bright, so I'm dabbing again some color onto the paper towel and letting that yellow and red mix together so we have a hint of orange in there because, as you know, bubbles have lots of different colors in them. And blend those together until you like what they look like. Cleaning the brush off again, going to our blue, and notice that I'm starting in the red section with the blue, so that way we can get some purple in there as well. And I'm going to bring the blue down to the yellow so we can get green. And throughout this whole painting, I'm only using red, yellow, and blue. Again, letting them blend together so we can get the other colors as well. Adding some more blue because I love the purple in bubbles. And to me, that's the color that sticks out the most. You might think differently, but that's how it is in my little brain. And so that's how I'm doing it. But you keep playing with this until it looks the way you like it to look. There's really no wrong way to lay in the color here. Go ahead and clean off your brush, and we are going to do the same thing for the second one, for all of them really, but go ahead and lay in your water and then grab your colors. I am starting with red. I did get too much water there if you didn't notice. I was lifting some of it out. But I'm starting with red. I am putting it just on a different side of the bubble than I did in the beginning, or in the first one, because that way they just add a little more variety and they just look a little more natural that way. Got my red, blue, and yellow in, and now I'm just going to play with them and blend them together until they look exactly how I want them to look. And yeah, get those blended colors so you can get the purples and the greens and the orange tints in there as well. The hints of those colors. And rinse and repeat. We're doing this again with our big bubble. Now this bubble, I actually remember to do what I intended to do with the other ones, but I'm leaving a little dry spot right there where I'm not putting any water so that the color won't go there. And then that you'll see, especially towards the end of the video, you will see a reflective spot that really adds to it. So yeah, I forgot to do it for most of my bubbles, but you know what? It's okay. It still worked out just fine. And they all look fun and playful. All right, we're gonna let this dry. And we're going to come on in with another one. We're going to overlap our first circle. And funny, not funny, boo, my recording stopped without me knowing it. So I did that whole bubble without anybody in the world knowing I did it. So we'll come down here and we'll overlap another one so I can show you what I did up there for that first one. It's pretty much the same. You are going to want to be extra gentle with your eraser in that already painted bubble, just because you don't want to remove any of the color. And again, with the rest of it, you want to be gentle so that we don't mess with the texture of the watercolor paper. And some people will tell you, don't ever erase over already painted paper, but look, I just did it and everybody lived through it. It's fine. It's not like we're trying to get into a gallery with this painting. You know what I'm saying? Okay, drop your color in there. Now, when going over the painted part, you're just going to be sure not to overwork it because you don't want to reactivate the colors that are already laid down. And we're going to go ahead and fill in with our colors in the white portion, unpainted, and then I'm coming in with my yellow into the portion that's being painted over that first bubble on the bottom. And I'm just being real gentle, really light with the touch here because I don't want any of the color underneath this bubble to be moving. And I'm going to go ahead and just gently spread out that yellow color so it's not such a harsh line there. Just softens it up really nicely. And then again, you just move around the colors, add any colors you want to make it look the way you want it to look. All right, now this is dry. We're bringing in, this is just a roll of washi tape, and I'm going to do a few bubbles this size, and we're doing it just like we did the other ones. We're tracing it and making our lines a little bit lighter. I am switching. I don't know why I grabbed my size 20 brush in the beginning because I almost never use that, but I'm switching over to my size 6 round brush for the smaller circles. So I'm, same thing, fill it with water, enough so that your paper is glossy in that spot, and then lay your colors down. They're so cute. And then lastly, I'm taking the cap of this pen. Now, I'm sure you've seen people kind of like dip this in paint and then stamp it in, but I'm just going to do it like I did all the rest. I'm just tracing it and then filling it in. Okay, and just filling in this last circle, letting it dry, and voila! Look at this sweet painting. And you could be done here, but see this little fuzzy spot here? I'm going to show you how to go in and kind of crisp up any edges you might want to. You can totally leave it as it is right now if you have any fuzzy edges as well. I'm going in and just adding the white gel pen, or trying to. I started with my Arteza gel pen and it was not working well, so I went back to my trusty Jelly Roll pen, which never lets me down. And I'm just adding some white to the edges, which again makes the lines just a little bit neater. And here I am going in on this little fuzzy spot that was on the edge of this particular bubble. And I'm not making it perfect, it's just making it a tad bit nicer looking, in my opinion. And not only that, adding these lines, they kind of make it look like a reflection as well. So you can add as many or as few of those as you would like to add. I also want to come in on this lower bottom bubble as well to show you what a difference it makes. Kind of hard to see in the video, but you can really tell a difference in person. When I add the line onto this top bigger bubble, it really brings it forward and makes it look like, yes, this is the bubble that's in front, just brings it to the forefront. So there's no question about that. Not that anybody's going to question bubbles, but you know what I'm saying. And there you have it. And see that reflection there in that one bubble that I actually remembered to put in? It really does make a fun little difference. But again, not a big deal if you didn't do them in any of them, because I think they all look great. Oh, one other thing you could do is put this on a bookmark. How adorable would that be? Get a little water bottle cap or something, make some little bubbles, and make a fun bookmark. All right, now I've got a lot of water on my brush and I'm dipped it in the blue paint and I'm just splattering. I'm just tapping my brush with another brush to put some splatter on there. That can represent popping bubbles, or it can represent just those little baby bubbles that come out as well, whatever your imagination wants. And that is it, you guys. If you enjoyed this, please hit subscribe and tap the bell so that you can be notified of our next video. Take care.